And we start in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome, you big bloody beautiful legend. How you been? I know it's been a while. I know I'm uploading only weekly and not like thrice a week, but fucking college, bro. Oh my lord. नहीं है bro, मजा नहीं है. I've realized, dude, that college is not fun. Like, it's not fun. Firstly, my college is a fucking bitch. Okay, I'll tell you why. When college was, sorry, when college was going on regularly, my college decided to keep, like, the timings were maximum till 3:30, right? You have breaks in between, blah blah blah. Like a school, like it was like school, right? You go there for 8 hours at the most, like otherwise it's 5 6 whatever, right? But since like Zoom pay, you can only, they don't want to pay for too many IDs at one time. They decided to, damn it, keep college till 6 o'clock. I am in class till 5:30. Tomorrow is Wednesday. 5:30. Like when you see this episode, I'm assuming it is Wednesday. Till 5:30, I'm in class, and it's like all attention-paying class. Like there are some classes you can just like put on and keep on the side. These are like attention-paying class. Firstly, like, okay, dude, this is mad. I don't know if I should talk about this. Maybe someone might. Okay, firstly, see the haircut. This is the most footballer haircut I've ever gotten. Like post the age of 16, I don't think I've gotten this haircut. Like it's the most boy haircut you could get. You know, like you're in the school team and all your bros got it, so you also got it. It's like that. It was not by choice. The dude ended up ripping up my side, so I decided to just steer into it and go with the footballer vibe. And when people say, buddy, what's on your head? I say, yo, it's style. It has nothing to do with you. It's my personal choice. Me, okay? Go fuck yourself. But point being, yeah, my college has this class called Gender and Sexuality. Now, there's a lot of controversial things that can be said and will be said and are already said in this class. And on this podcast, I will also say a lot of fucking controversial things, okay? First things first, it's not, it's not, the teacher basically sent a message on so I talk a lot in class. I send a lot of like, like I ask a lot of questions all the time. Like every statement she says, I almost ask something, right? And almost none of it is out of spite. She says a lot of things I disagree with, about patriarchy, about men, women, gender, sex, capitalism, all of that stuff, right? I think we have completely opposite views, right? And I try and not place someone in a box, meaning you could have one view about capitalism, saying that that is good, and say that, gender is fluid and there is no gender and unlimited genders, right? It's usually it's either or. Like usually people have both views. Like people would, fucking hell, is it? No, it's just a fly, not a mosquito. Huh. People usually hate capitalism and think that, on the left end of stuff and blah blah blah. I try and take a more nuanced perspective. Like, okay, I understand. When I was learning political science as well, right? My teacher was talking to us about communism and the benefits of it, and what the agenda was and how alienation happens and all of that stuff, right? It's too intense. Maybe one day I'll talk about that and my perspective on that. But I tried my level best to not be skewed. You know what I mean? Like, we're all taught something as kids, and most of us are products of our environment. Whatever we have been taught, our parents, our friends, how our mom and dad look at money is how we might look at money, and a lot of it, right? So I try and keep a very, very, very open mind, and honestly, I do. But this teacher doesn't seem to think that I do. In her defense, I am a complete piece of shit. Like I will ask questions. Like, okay, one of the things she said was that science and patriarchy are very similar because science tells you what to do, and patriarchy tells you what to do. Sorry, she said. Let me not misquote her. Science tells us the way the world is, and patriarchy also defines the world for us. In, I'm paraphrasing, but this is exactly what it means, or what she said it means. I think it's not nice. Like patriarchy tells you what to do, and firstly, I think there are so many things that are wrong with the way it is looked at, right? You cannot just simply say this is patriarchy, that is patriarchy. There's so much that goes on into it, and I won't bore you with my ideologies on that. Maybe with somebody who has actual knowledge, I will put forward these arguments so that you don't have like me talking crap where I'm not the most learned individual, right? So I asked her, don't you think science tells you how the world is correct, but patriarchy tells you what to do? She's like, yes, both tell you what to do. I was like, okay, fair enough. So do signs on the fucking road. Is that patriarchy? Like, she's like, science has patriarchy. I'm like, you can't. So she basically doesn't like the evolutionary perspective of gender, and by doesn't like, I mean she is teaching us that. I don't know her opinion, and I'm assuming that is it, but I don't think I should just say that. But what she's teaching us is basically it doesn't evolutionary perspective of gender is not correct. By that evolutionary perspective of gender and sex is basically all genders and sexes have certain predispositions due to genetics and DNA, which is meaning a male will have more masculine tendencies due to evolution, and a female will have the same due to evolution, right? Now, I know that that is not entirely true. There are many things. I'm a very feminine dude, meaning like you, as you would say, I'm fucking emotional, man. Like as a human being, I'm extremely emotional. Like my emotions are all over the place. Like I intentionally cry, meaning like I'll go on YouTube and I'll put on a video. Like one of the videos I love watching, and this I watch like regularly. Okay, like every now and then when I want to feel stuff, I do this. I'll go on YouTube and type in like saddest football moments guaranteed to make you cry. This is an actual video, okay? And trust me, go watch this. If you don't cry, you're heartless, you bitch. Basically, the video is like all players retiring and emotional moments in football. And I forgot the player's name. I wish I knew the player. I wish the name struck me, but it was a long time ago. His son died after 2 months of being born, and he scored a goal and he celebrated with a picture of his son, like ran and took a picture of his son. Fucking, I'm getting emotional right now also. But it was a very emotional moment, and that stuff makes me like I cry. Like I look at that and I cry. Like I don't take any effort in hiding my emotions. Like of course I don't fucking go and cry all over the place. It's all right to be vulnerable, according to me, right? So I don't think, to come back to the point, evolutionary perspective, I don't think it is entirely true that men are this and women are this. Yes, percentage. When you're a scientist, right? Everybody is a scientist when you are studying data, right? Like in my opinion, this is how it works. You don't make blanket statements like there is nothing like gender. You have to take a whole understanding of what definitions are. In that you categorize things, in that you look at the standard deviation curve, like how many men are emotional. Let's say you have a bell curve, right? How many men are emotional? What is the standard deviation? And by emotional, I do everybody is emotional, but how many men are like crybabies? How many women are crybabies? You see that like it all depends on that, right? Like a classic feminine trait would be what, apparently like being caring, right? Being agreeable and caring is what common literature would suggest, right? I think you have to look at it in a way that, okay, how many women are caring and how many men are caring? And by that, if you think more men are caring, then you make it a masculine trait, whereas if more women are caring, you make it a feminine trait. There is nothing wrong in that, and by that I'm not saying that you have to box them in. Is what it is, man. But the, this is just how it is. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think she thinks that there's something wrong with categorizing women a certain way and men a certain way. I don't think it's bad, unless it's done with a malicious intent or to create discrimination. Then that's wrong. And I know there's a very fine line between the two, categorizing and discriminating, right? Very, very, very fine line. But you cannot not categorize. That is bad science. That is bad understanding of the world, meaning you are intentionally choosing to leave out a certain idea that you could understand because you do not want to upset somebody. That is not good science. Is what it is. Like if today I told you that wearing a mask, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not a scientist, but let's say today we have the most, like the largest meta-analysis. By meta-analysis I mean the word, I don't know, for most of y'all are smarter than me, but for people who don't know, meta-analysis is basically a compilation of all the types of all the studies in this topic, right? Like people take too many studies and analyze them and find a conclusion, right? So let's say we find a meta-analysis that there is no use of a mask, right? Masks don't work apparently, if that is the meta-analysis, and people will feel bad today, right? If they read that analysis, you would be like, what the fuck, bro? So you're saying my dada should like not be alive, or my dada is this and that, he's like, my grandparents and doctors on the front lines and police workers and all, policemen, whatever. Unfortunately, if the data is saying that, still wear a mask, still don't wear a mask, whatever the fuck, it's up to you, right? It's your personal choice. But getting emotional about what the data says is a bad habit in people. And of course it is. Human beings are human beings, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? You should be however you like, is what it is what I mean, right? That's how the world works. People feel bad. They do. There's nothing like we can do about that. But if you are married to an ideology irrespective of the data, right? That's not okay. That's scary. That's not good. Meaning, when she's teaching this stuff in class, I intentionally try and ask her questions. 1 second, fucking wait, there's a mosquito, bro. Oh, you fucking cunt. Huh. Huh. Sorry. um, when she's teaching this stuff in class, I try and intentionally ask her questions about fundamentals. But her point is, don't ask me fundamentals. If I don't, okay, what she is saying might be true, right? I don't believe it is, but let's say all of what she's saying is true. She says, according to patriarch, because patriarch has existed, and patriarchy looks at women as just a reproductive commodity. Fuck you, bro. I don't think that is true. I don't think that is true. You can't just say that. Like, she, to the extent she goes to say that capitalism promotes reproduction and controlling of women so that there are more workers in the working industry, so that high level people can use more workers. It sounds good and it sounds plausible. But do you think throughout fucking history, capitalists and patriarchy has been plotting all of this for 2000 years? And by 2000, I mean just modern human beings. They have been existing for more than 7,000 years. But she also goes on to say hunter gatherers don't have that. That there was no hunter male and there was no gatherer female. It was all whatever, right? I don't know if that is true. By gathering, you just don't mean you sit at home and take care of kids. By gathering, you mean that you don't do the fucking physical labor of killing animals. You can gather like fruits, vegetables. Farming was like, not farming, but like common growing fruits and nuts, berries, blah blah blah, right? Was a physical task and labor which women used to do. Women might be hunting also. I don't know if that is fucking true, but it is what it is, right? Like, by the data that we have right now, and I assure you the data suggests that more men were hunters. The problem is, you look at gathering as a weakness. That is not good. You can't look at hunting as a more as a cooler thing, and a more like, and a stronger thing, and gathering as a weaker thing. That is the fucking problem. To the extent, the first class she asked us, what when were you last reminded of your gender? And the fuck, man, if I'm a boy, I will be reminded. I mean, like, no shit. Like, you're reminded of like what shoes you're wearing, man, what fucking shirt you're wearing. You look in the damn mirror, you're reminded of your gender. That I'm a boy. Yes, I'm a fucking boy. There's nothing wrong with that. But pushing, I know what she meant was like, when you were stereotyped because of your gender, right? Like, now someone answered that she read a tweet saying that why are women so interested in why are women so interested in becoming psychologists? Do you not think it has a lot to do with female characteristics? More women are teachers, more women are in the medical industry is fucking dominated by women, universities are dominated by women. And I know that you might say that that is what they have been pushed to do, which is why they are that way. And that could be the case. I don't deny that. I don't deny that. But saying that that is the cause of what men do, that is because of what men do and what capitalism does, it's a little fucking like, it's a little bit of a stretch, don't you think? Aren't there more nuanced conversations you can have? Blaming everything on women, like someone said, people call me a bad driver, I'm a woman. And yeah, that's a result of patriarchy. Okay, fucking hell, fucking relax. You don't know, like, you maybe you are a fucking shitty driver, like, women are, where did that stereotype come from? Maybe women are, maybe women aren't, I don't know. You have to have a fucking meta-analysis on that, only then you can prove it, right? Just because you feel bad, like, okay, in Assam, tea pickers are usually women. A majority, at least more than 50%, I guarantee you that. Why are tea pickers women? Why are they women? Is that because tea picking is a lowly job? No, because it requires fucking patience and it requires stability. Best snipers on planet Earth, as much as you would say, think American sniper, right? Women are better snipers because women have more patience. Yeah, you'd say, oh, apparently women don't. They're always angry. No, women are more patient than men. They have a keener eye than men. Their aim is always better than men. And by aim, I don't mean practiced aim. I mean their concentration level is higher than men, and that is statistically and by cognitive psychology proven. So, how do I say this? So, her ideology and the idea that it is all due to patriarchy is a little. It's such a easy answer for whatever is wrong in the world, right? And I don't think that is a good answer. I agree. Now, to contradict everything that I have been saying, I agree that there is a lot of shitty things that happen, and most of them are done by men. I know. I know. But simply saying that is patriarchy and there are no more conversations you can have about that and then saying that gender is just a social construct, sex is a social construct, it's a little bit of an overreach. Like, it's such a simple answer to things that you don't like if today um I don't like the food in my house, let's say, right? I say that, oh, it's my mom's propaganda, right? Maybe that's the only, oh fuck, my WhatsApp web, huh? Um, maybe it is the only food my mom has available, right? When if I say my mom's cooking is not like, I don't like it and it's not fair to me, she doesn't give me good food. Maybe that's all the ingredients she has. You do not want to go one step further apart from thinking that it's a plot against me to keep me famished, let's say. I know my example is kind of trashy, you can find loopholes in it, but I hope you're getting my point. But, oh, fuck, this is not funny at all, huh? I'm so sorry. Um, it's been like 20 minutes, but can't fucking help it. I'll see you next time. Ah, I don't know, there's so much more I have to say, but it's been like, maybe you know what? Fuck it. Maybe if you wanna peace out right now, see you soon. But I'm gonna probably go ahead with what I was saying. What I was saying was there are too many nuanced conversations to be had, right? And I know, and like, I don't want to give you too many instances that bash her, but another one was that Richard Dawkins is a dude who challenges the existence of God and says that God is a myth, right? Basically, he is an atheist and promotes atheism, which I think is fine, right? I believe in that in the sense that I don't think the idealization of God and blah blah blah, all of that, right? Basically, I don't think God, as we say it, exists. So, and the arguments he makes are very compelling. So, go check it out, please. Richard Dawkins is the guy. But she talks about the whole evolutionary biology side of gender that he talks about, which I have never heard and I don't give a fuck about, right? Meaning his view on it, I have not give a fuck about, but I have not yet come across that stuff, at least on my YouTube research. But she boxed me in that category, saying that, Karan, Richard Dawkins, you can't keep watching that stuff. It's all filled with propaganda. I was like, how do I know what you're saying is not filled with propaganda? Okay, let's say that Richard Dawkins is filled with propaganda. Agreed. मान लिया, चलो. How do I know what you're saying is not filled with propaganda? That guy also has PhDs. He's an evolutionary biologist. You are a sociology master's, right? You have a lot of knowledge. You're well read. How do I compare the two? How am I supposed to know what you are saying is true as opposed to what he is saying is true? There has to be either empirical data, meaning that either this mic is black or not black, right? How do you know? I say it's grey, you say it's black. You take a known black thing, compare it, and this is black, then you are correct, right? You have to have empirical data, but these are nuanced conversations. There's not always something inherently true, because human psychology unfortunately cannot be quantified, right? By quantified, I mean you cannot place it in numbers. You can give a score to certain behaviors and attributes and psyches, but there is some sort of society. You cannot put a number on behaviors in society, meaning you cannot quantify that. You do not have hard tangible evidence in social sciences as much as you would like to, as much as I would love to give you that, right? So similarly, I wanted to put forward the point that I don't think what you're saying is true in a lot of things when she was saying that stuff, but I do think that she can be true. You get my point? What I basically mean to say is she can be true, meaning whatever she is saying might be true, and whatever I think entirely might be false, and I might just be a fucking dude spreading propaganda about patriarchy unintentionally, of course, since I am having this entire fucking 25-minute conversation. I don't think I have the time to spread propaganda like this. What I mean to say is, I could be completely wrong, right? And that's okay. I'm fine with that. But she doesn't seem to be ready to think and consider the possibility that there might be more or less to what she is saying. Granted, she's a master's student, also probably read a lot of shit that I haven't read. I'm a dumb fuck. So maybe she doesn't need to do this, right? But a good scientist will never, a really good scientist will never dismiss a question. Even scientists, like when flat earthers come out and say, these scientists actually argue, right? Because you cannot let that prevail. And by that I don't mean you have to shut it down, but if no one questions flat earth, you will never know. Of course, we know, I agree, you get my point, right? Like, if Galileo didn't put in the effort to find out the fucking world is round, we wouldn't have known, right? Maybe flat earth would have prevailed before Galileo, right? And that is not cool, right? That is fucking false, right? So what I mean to say is that I don't think she was open to me challenging her ideology. And by challenging, I mean that I wanted to actually know, maybe she could fucking help me out and prove it to me that what I think is false. And dude, firstly, nobody else apart from me asked fucking questions, okay? Nobody else. I don't want to say this, but she is lucky to have me ask questions. Because nobody else fucking gives a fuck, man. And everybody, whenever I ask questions, everybody goes like, Karan, why the fuck are you putting in effort, blah blah blah, or Karan, why are you wasting, don't do this, that, it's so stupid, blah blah blah. But no, I am really interested in this. As much as I might seem like a chauvinistic fucking cunt, I'm not. I really, really am interested in understanding nuances and changing perspectives in my own ideology. That's my point. On that note, I think I'm gonna leave you be, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.